What I wanted was light skin with long hair.
What did you get?
Light skin with medium hair. Well,
She pulls it up.
why is this important? I'm just because my wants at the time were longer hair than my wife has now.
What separates your wife from the others, other than the fact that she chose you?
The Point Podcast.
You familiar with the talk of Ciara praying this prayer after she left Future? You familiar with that?
Yeah.
Okay. You remember, in one of the things she talked about, she said she prayed for a God-fearing man. I prayed for discernment. I prayed for wisdom to really learn from the wisdom that I'm gaining from the experience that I'm going through. I prayed for a man that loved kids, because obviously me having my son, you're going to love me. You got to love him. I prayed for a man that was worldly as well, because she loves to explore, someone that's going to edify my world, that whole nine, right? And so I guess her finding Russell Wilson was like an inspiration for a lot of women, considering what she had been through in a previous relationship, right? So I feel like what has ended up happening is that Russell Wilson became this idea for women, right? He became an idea. And it's an idea that a lot of guys, tell me if you've seen this, guys have rejected. Like, a lot of guys go after Russell Wilson. Have you seen that, Black?
Yes.
I guess I am
Under a rock as usual? Yeah. So a lot of men have called him like a simp. They've called him, this, that, and third. But when I'm talking about Lil Duval's tweet, he hit the nail on the head, because oftentimes the things that Ciara talks about she prayed for, it has nothing to do with Russell Wilson's money. I'm just reading I'm looking at an article in Essence. Okay. She reveals her prayer. I know you're looking that way, but that's what she's talking about. And oftentimes women have said, and I think even Summer Walker has a song related to Ciara's prayer.
I was just about to talk about that. Yeah.
You want to, since we're here?
Well, yeah. I mean, and I've I love Summer Walker,
But
I love your cousin Walker. I love her. Yeah, she's got an interlude.
I have yet to hear it.
The album is even as a guy, I can say this album is banging. Like, I can appreciate her as an artist, but there's an interlude on her new album called Ciara's Prayer, and on my social media feed, this is bubbling up from a lot of women, a lot of single women, right?
I bet.
And yeah, I mean, it sounds good, and it's that. Is that what you just read, right?
Okay.
And it sounds good, it feels good, but I'm just left with like. For
real. The side eye like that.
Because it's like, for real, like.
Well, I guess the thing is, when you look at it, like, okay, there was something that got them to this point where they want the prayer. Like, that's not what they were looking for in the beginning. Like, they went through Future and all these other guys before they finally got to, oh yeah, this is what I really need.
London on the track. You're right. And I feel like Summer Walker's project is just an emotional toilet flush from her,
and I think
from her relationship with.
I think that's why I don't want to watch. I want to listen to it.
But artistically, it's done really well.
Well, listen, this is why we fell in
It's
love
your
with.
cousin. You got to support the fam.
Can I go now?
Yes.
Goodness. Like, gravity's pulling us down. Okay. I think this is why we fell in love with Mary J Blige and all. Like, it's that pain. It's that, like, that's what gravitate. Like, that's some of the best music comes from some of the most messed up of places, right? So I get it. It's just that I'm not in that headspace to even digest that yet. I'm pretty sure it is good because she is talented, but if that's where women are. Because the question I want to ask you guys is, if Russell Wilson wasn't in the NFL, if he wasn't the starting quarterback for the Seattle Seahawks, if he didn't have access to top shelf nutrition and a state-of-the-art workout facility with first-class trainers to keep his body pristine so that he can play football at a high level, right? If he didn't have access, if he wasn't in the same industry, because he's an entertainer too,
and he has a brand.
He is a brand, 100%.
If he didn't have all these things, even though that wasn't mentioned in her prayer, would she have still considered him is the question. Because that again, she probably say she would, but if you strip away all of those things, he's just Eric that works in accounting 2 cubicles down from you. Right?
Right.
He's Eric who's been going to church for your same church for X amount of time, right? So are you saying that, because I'm not saying that women don't want this. I'm not saying that at all.
I am.
No, they do want it. They do want it. It's
Wait, want what? Russ?
They
Russ
want those qualities.
What?
They want those qualities.
But they want them from a Russ type. They don't want it from American Accounting.
Let me get to it. They want those things. It's just not a high priority for them. I call these things add-on items. Okay? You go to the grocery store, right? Honey sends you to the grocery store and you have a list, right? You got vegetables, you got eggs, you got the things y'all need for the week, toilet tissue, all those types of things, right? These are the things you need because you don't want to have to keep going back to the store throughout the week. You're doing your grocery run on the weekend or Sunday or whatever, right? You get to the checkout counter and now you see chips, you see candy bar, you see your soda, you see whatever, right? Those things are conveniently placed right at the checkout counter because they know that's when you finally think of those things. Now, do you like chips? Do you like chips, Gatry?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You like chips?
Absolutely.
We have our favorite candies. We have our favorite drinks or whatever, right? We like those things, but you didn't go to the store for those items. In fact, if you didn't have a grocery list, you wouldn't go to the store at all. But now that you're here and you're getting ready to check out, I guess I may need a little snack from here to the house, right? Right. I'll take that.
Yeah.
Give me some chips.
2 for $1. Yeah.
Give me a God-fearing man.
Right.
I would love I'll take that since we're here, right? But I came in for the man making a lot of money, the man providing me security, because at the end of the day, women want a certain outcome. They want to feel protected and provided for.
Right.
And when they find a guy who basically can give them that outcome, they'll take whatever's coming with that. That's why a lot of women have been out here getting skull drugged in some cases, because they're going after a certain type of guy who they feel can give them a certain outcome. But what happens is, if you're not prioritizing integrity and character above some of these other things that makes you biologically attractive to a guy, then what ends up happening is you're going after those things, but then you get into the relationship and find out it is important that he has character. It is important that he's this and that, right? And that's what a lot of women are realizing. They want that. It's just not as important as some other things. Same thing with us as guys. We want a woman, you want a woman who's cooperative, right?
Yes.
Right? That's attractive to you, right? A woman who's feminine, right?
Very.
But you could care less of Gabourey's, of what's her name? Was in Precious? Precious. You could care less if Precious exuded all those things, would you?
Right, but it's different.
Is it?
Yes, it's different, Walker.
It is?
I'm going to let you finish, though.
How's it different?
Because guys, we're wired, but we got to like what we see. We got to like the majority of what we see.
That's what makes us attracted to that woman, us being physically attracted. But for a lot of women, they are drawn to a guy who makes them feel safe, protected, and cared for. That drives their attraction. That's why a lot of women are attracted to men who are taller than they are, generally speaking. Because oftentimes if you hear women, I actually got some numbers right here if you want to keep looking at me that way, but oftentimes women are drawn to men who are taller because it it presents to them this feeling of security that this guy's bigger than me, he's stronger than me, I feel safe with him, as opposed to looking down at someone who I'm dating. Biologically, there are things that attract women to men. And you being a nice guy, unfortunately, ain't one of them.
Now that I can drink to.
And that's why a lot of men have an issue with Russell Wilson, because at one point in time in their lives, they were Russell Wilson. They've pursued a woman. They've been that nice guy, that guy who's available, who's even emotionally available. They've been that guy. But for whatever reason, being this in and of itself landed them in what?
Friend zone. Or the Scarlet F, as I like to call it.
So for a lot of men, the idea of a Russell Wilson isn't even real to them. We tried that. You talk to old Carlos, who's none of those things. Right?
Eric.
No, Eric is in accounting. You're now talking to Carlos, who's not the God-fearing, all those types of things. Okay?
All right.
You're talking to old dude, and he's none of that.
Right.
But now after you've been around the block, now all of a sudden God-fearing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's why guys reject that concept, because at the end of the day, you're still looking at a guy who's in the 1%, being Russell Wilson.
Total package.
Life is about choices, man, and trade-offs. If you want a guy who's going to major in being in the 1%, it could potentially come with you missing out. Like, there's no total package. I don't believe there's a perfect person.
No.
There isn't.
Right?
So you got to decide what's important. Again, getting back to what you value. What's more important? That he's a God-fearing man, or da-da-da-da, right? And do you think that there's a possible that a lot of women just feel that, because oftentimes we feel like we're the same people who influences us, right? Do you think that's the issue, that a lot of women think? And by the way, women, if you're listening, trigger alert. But is it possible that a lot of women feel that they are Ciara?
Oh, yeah.
Go on.
Oh, yeah. I believe they do. But I wanted to, we probably have to talk about this in the future, but it's been circulated that, you remember Megan Good?
Mm-hmm.
Lord have mercy.
Married to that preacher.
Mm-hmm.
And, she changed her whole life. Now,
Is she?
Was she really that religious before she married the preacher? It seemed like
you saying she did change her life?
Well, what's being reported now is that they may be split. So this may be a situation where she got that guy, but she wasn't really that person. Like, she tried to become that person to get that guy, but that wasn't really her.
Mm-hmm. And
now, they may not be together. I don't know the reason for the split.
I'm about to say, yeah.
What are you about to say?
I mean, it could be him too.
Okay.
And Derek Jackson's back. So he's returned.
Well played.
Okay. It's funny you mentioned that. Do you think it's important, because we always talk about what we want in relationships. Do you think it's more important to find out not necessarily what you want or to get what you want, but to find out who's a better fit for you?
Yes. And that means, and knowing who you are.
Preach.
You got to know who you are.
Well,
too,
yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Preach.
Yes.
Because that's step one,
mm-hmm.
right? Forget about what you want. Who works with you? Who's a good fit for you? Most people don't even know that. Sadly.
Because if I had gotten what I wanted, I'd be a divorced man sitting in front of y'all right now.
Why you say that?
Just because, think about it, man. Our wants, especially, well, I'm not going to speak for all men. I'll speak for myself. Our wants support the perfect individual.
Okay.
Right? Perfection doesn't exist in the human race.
Do you think we've been told that we can make fantasy reality?
Oh yeah, that's
And
the whole thing with social media.
Okay. And do you think that could give us an overinflated estimation of the life that we feel we deserve?
100%.
Even when it comes to our partners we choose?
Yes. Because look, think about it. Think about it. I can say it now. I can say it honestly. If I'd gotten what I wanted, I would not be married now.
How do you know that?
Just because what I wanted,
Was it superficial?
it was heavily superficial. And my wants weren't structured effectively, I guess is the best word I can use, because it was just she got to be light skinned, she got to have long hair.
It wasn't structured with a relationship in mind.
Hold on, Black.
Right.
Okay.
Is that where you were going to go?
No, I was telling Black to hold on.
Oh.
And you kept him going. You done, Black? Now that you done?
I mean, he heard what I had to say, right?
Okay. I just want to make sure everything over here is done. We here?
Yeah.
Okay.
Everything over here is done.
Yeah, I know. You said all you wanted was
well, that wasn't it, but that was the root of it, right?
your wife. Describe your wife.
Light skin, medium hair.
Oh, she's cut it since y'all been married?
She hasn't cut it, but her hair's not long.
What do you want again? Make sure you look into the camera and say that.
Light skin. I'll say it again. What I wanted was light skin with long hair.
What did you get?
Light skin with medium hair.
Medium, it comes to her shoulders?
Her hair does not come to her shoulders.
Where is it?
By choice.
Well,
She pulls it up.
why is this important?
I'm just because
my wants at the time were longer hair than my wife has now.
I'm just saying you got pretty doggone close.
Right, but
That's all I'm saying is you got pretty close.
but
So
hey-
what separates your wife from the others other than the fact that she chose you?
Was that supposed to sound like that?
I'm just curious. I'm really curious. I'm really curious.
Well, hey, we're gonna talk about it. I didn't necessarily want a wife that would out earn me, and I didn't want everything else that came with that.
Poor guy.
I know, right? You got it bad.
But for real,
But I'm saying,
at the time, I placed a lot of value in that.
okay.
I wanted to be the traditional instance of a provider.
and there's nothing wrong with that.
No.
There's nothing wrong with that. But what I'm saying is okay. But how do you know it was not going to work out with the others?
Because I've learned since I've been married, a lot of things I thought I wanted, I didn't really want.
Like earning more than
Yes. Like my wife earns more. Did I have friction about it? Yeah, but now like as life has gone on and therapy and us talking about it more, it's not that big a deal.
But that was a pill you were forced to swallow. You didn't have a choice in that.
Right. But my love for my wife kind of clouded that a little bit. And it made that particular instance of her, I won't say a non-factor, but a lesser factor.
what else is different?
This is a good one. I really thought I wanted that light-skinned, long-haired woman who was just as socially advanced as I was, and outgoing. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought I wanted a gregarious wife. I had this image of us having dinner dates with other couples, and we're just, oh yeah. Let me I thought that's what I wanted.
Well, okay.
My wife is not like that. Y'all know that.
Yeah, but it to me. Okay. All right.
I tried to make my wife that in our earlier
I
years.
guess what I'm asking is,
Are we talking strictly superficial?
no, yeah,
Oh, okay,
you're
okay.
kind of, yeah. This is all superficial. Like, I guess what
Okay.
I'm saying is, you could have gotten that and you be in hog heaven with the other woman. How do you know that?
Because I know now that I would not deal with somebody who has the same social makeup as I do. No way. Y'all see how emotional I am? I know I can't deal with somebody just as emotional as I am. No way. But I thought I wanted that. There's no chance. There's no chance. I'm a lot.
That's why we need to send Tab something. Just
Prayer request.
But yeah, but it was just like,
shout outs.
I hope I'm answering your question.
Dort.
I hope I'm answering your question. Like,
Benediction. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
there was a want structure that I had that I realized, bro, that ain't the best for you.
Okay.
Is that fair?
That's fine. That's fine. Okay. So, if one of your female friends tells you want to pray a prayer, she believes in Ciara's prayer.
Oh, good. I don't.
What would you do?
Whoa.
What would you do?
Because Walker, I let you finish earlier, but I got thoughts about this
Hey, you got the floor now.
too. What I don't, and Ciara's prayer is Ciara's prayer, right? Pray it. That's your relationship with the Lord. That's none of my business. Now I'm talking Summer Walker, okay? I'm talking your third cousin. And this is not Summer's fault.
You just gonna give her to me, huh?
How many Walkers are out there really?
A lot.
Irrelevant.
Hezekiah,
The thing y'all like?
Herschel,
Gotta.
Luke.
Got to. The thing about Ciara's prayer and Summer Walker's version, and she's not responsible for this, but the way it's being socially received is, yeah, girl, pray this prayer and Russell Wilson gonna show up. And I got a problem with that.
Why do you have a problem with that?
Because that is not reality.
Okay. Why is it not?
Because
Go on. I like where you're going. Go on.
Shanice?
I like your smile.
No.
I
I
was thinking her too. I was like, what's she got to do with this?
I'm talking about Shanice in operations.
Okay.
You know, she on the third floor. She's up for promotion. You gonna pray for this. And Russell Wilson is not gonna come knocking at your door. And you're gonna take it as a failure because Summer Walker, by way of Ciara, had you thinking, well, this is gonna be the desired outcome. I will say this again. That's not on Summer. That's not on Ciara. That's everything that comes with the social whatever with this. I'm not saying Ciara's promoting that, but it's the impact that you're giving off to these women. Because I see it when Summer's album dropped last week. It was like, oh, it was screenshots of this. People had it in their songs and their story. Like, oh yeah, oh Russell, come on, like no. You need to go for Eric, Shanice.
What? I agree.
And Eric's okay. Eric's great if we're being honest about it.
Sure.
Eric is fantastic.
Is he?
Yes.
Is he?
Are you Eric?
I am Eric.
No, you're not even Eric. I don't mean that in a derogatory.
I know what you meant, Walker. Relax.
You're married. You're not Eric.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you're not. You're married.
But that's my thing. It's Ciara's prayer socially is a failure if Russell Wilson's down the other side of it.
I think what's missing in all of this is, and I'm pretty sure Ciara would share this with anyone, is I'm pretty sure Ciara had to do some work on herself in order to become this, in order for this type of goal, #goals. She had to take some responsibility for where she was, how she got there, and had to make changes to become a wife because he looks happy, right? She looks happy. I'm pretty sure the two of them and both of them had to because Russ came from a very bad place too, right? He was married before.
It's not as bad as Ciara's, at least from what we know. What? Was it?
Well, he's divorced, right?
He don't know.
Russell's ex-wife was out here like Future?
She cheated on him.
But was she out here like Future?
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
There's levels of cheating now.
Yes. Come on now.
So what? Oh,
Ciara was married to
Wait, hold on. No, she was not married to Future. Hold on, let's hold
That's
this.
True. That's
no,
a good question.
No,
it's a good question.
No,
I'll still entertain this.
Yeah, we will. Of course we will. So a woman cheating isn't a deal breaker?
I'm not saying it isn't.
You're not saying it is either.
True. What I am saying is, considering what I don't even know about Russell Wilson's ex-wife, there's no way.
Allegedly with a teammate.
There's no way that's on future status. There's no way.
Does it matter though?
I think so.
If you were cheated, so if you got cheated on by your wife, you'd be like, well, Ciara Ciara went through worse.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, it would still have an impact.
Right.
But I'm just comparing both of them.
I'm not comparing.
Okay, well, that's where I am.
I'm not comparing.
Because you said they both came from dark places. I think Ciara's came from a darker.
But two things can be true, right? If he came from a dark place, she came from a dark place. Who cares who had it worse? They both came from, obviously. But does it? But you hear what I'm saying? They had to do some healing in order to come together for this to even work, right? Right? You need to say something.
Yes.
Okay. That's all I'm saying. So you can pray the prayer all you want, but what are you doing about yourself? Because again, you said it. It's just a regurgitation of all of her pain and frustration. Like she is slamming her ex, right?
Right.
If there is a Russell Wilson for you, do you think that's an attractive to him to hear you trash your ex?
No.
Wouldn't that be a red flag?
Yeah.
To him?
Yeah.
If this goes south, this is how I'm on her next album.
Yeah. Yeah.
So pray for yourself before you pray that prayer. Is all I'm saying.
Shanice's prayer.
You need to pray for healing, young lady. You need to pray for wholeness before you invite anybody into that. If you still dwelling on that last relationship.
Mm.
And that's the prayer you should be praying instead of.
Or at least do like Summer Walker did.
And what?
And just drop an album where you're releasing everything. And then move on to the next.
Keep Your Point Podcast.